You know what's terrifying? It's not when a marriage ends with shouting and screaming. It's when it ends in complete silence, no warning signs, no explosion, just emptiness. Emptiness. Like two people are living in the same house, breathing the same air, eating at the same table, but they've become strangers, silent, distant, and numb. And the worst part? Neither of them even knows when it started falling apart. Marriage doesn't collapse overnight. Overnight. It's like a slow leak in a tire. You don't even realize it's deflating until one day you're stuck on the side of the road with a flat. That's what's happening in homes across the world. Husbands and wives, once deeply connected, now only exchange words when it's absolutely necessary. The I love yous have been replaced with a did you pay the bills? The warmth has been replaced with cold routines. They'll post happy photos online, laugh at a wedding together, attend gatherings like everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But they're more alone than ever. And you know what's even more heartbreaking? They didn't see it coming. They didn't mean for it to happen. They weren't trying to destroy their bond. But they allowed small cracks to go unnoticed. And in time, those cracks became canyons. Let me tell you a story. A brother once came to me after a lecture. He was well dressed, successful, articulate. He looked like someone who had it all together. But his eyes told a different story. He said, Ustad, I think I lost my wife. And I didn't even realize it until it was too late. I asked him what happened, and he said, I don't know. We never fought. We weren't angry. We just stopped talking. We stopped looking at each other like we used to. We were in the same room, but we were living in different worlds. He told me every time I came home from work, she was tired. I was tired, so we'd just collapse into our own corners. I assumed she was okay. I thought I was being a good husband because I never raised my voice. I never cheated. I provided. I was always home. But it turns out that wasn't enough. One day she looked at me and said, I don't know who you are anymore. And I didn't know what to say because I didn't know who she was anymore either. That brother wasn't cruel. He wasn't evil. He wasn't abusive. He was inattentive. And that, my brothers and sisters, is one of the biggest silent killers of marriage: neglect. Marriage needs nourishment, just like a plant dies when you stop watering it. Love dies when you stop investing in it. And it doesn't happen with one big mistake. It happens with 1,000 small ones. 1,000 small ones. Not listening, not appreciating, not saying thank you, not praying together, not asking, how was your day? Not noticing when they're hurting. Not caring enough to pause your phone and look them in the eye. Slowly, piece by piece, that foundation of love crumbles. And by the time you realize it, there's nothing left to hold on to. The Prophet Muhammad Latrafe once said, are the best to your families. He didn't say the best of you are those who pray the most, or know the most Quran, or lead the most impressive lives. He said it's the one who's best in the privacy of their homes, the one whose character shines not on the stage, not on Instagram, but behind closed doors, where no one's watching but Allah. Some people think marriage is about staying together, but the goal isn't just to stay married. The goal is to thrive in it, to grow in it, to become a better believer through it. If you're just roommates, if you're just tolerating each other until the kids grow up or until life becomes less stressful, then you're not living the purpose of that sacred bond. You know what the Quran says about marriage? It doesn't just say spouses or partners. Allah says they are garments for you and you are garments for them. Think about that. What does a garment do? It protects you. It covers your flaws. It brings you comfort. It stays close to you. That's what a spouse is supposed to be. But how many people feel more exposed, more criticized, and more alone with the person who's supposed to protect them? Marriage isn't just about roles. It's about roles. It's about Rama, mercy. It's about giving more than you receive. It's about seeing your spouse hurting and not needing them to beg you for comfort. It's about holding their pain like it's your own. It's about lowering your ego, even when you're right, just to preserve that fragile thread of love. But today, we're living in a world where distractions are endless, where people are addicted to their phones more than they are connected to their spouses, where we talk more to strangers online than to the person we promised our lives to. And the more we escape, the more the silence grows. I want to ask you something. When was the last time you really saw your spouse? Not just looked at them, but truly saw them? When was the last time you said, I appreciate you, or thank you for everything you do, without being prompted? Oh, when was the last time you made room for them sincerely? Not just in hardship, but in love. One sister told me, my husband hasn't hugged me in months. Not because he's mad, he just doesn't think about it anymore. And I thought to myself, how does a relationship survive when affection is rationed like oxygen in a fire? I know some of you are listening to this and thinking it's too late. We've already grown too far apart. But it's not too late. Allah is Al Jabbar, the one who mends what is broken. No matter how distant you feel, He can bring hearts back together. But it starts with you taking one step, one intentional, loving step. Maybe tonight, instead of scrolling endlessly, just sit down and talk. Not about bills, not about chores. Talk about your dreams. Ask them what they've been struggling with. Hold their hand. Make doa together. It doesn't take hours, it just takes effort. Consistency. Some marriages die because people assume the love will maintain itself. But love doesn't survive on autopilot. It needs to be refueled with kindness, gratitude, and attention. Imagine standing before Allah on the day of judgment, and He asks you about the person He entrusted you with. Oh, what will you say? I was too busy? I didn't know they were hurting? I thought they were okay? Would those be enough? Let me tell you something personal. There was a time I was so caught up with work, dawah, speaking, traveling, that I didn't realize I was emotionally checked out home. And wallahi, it hit me like a brick when I saw my daughter looking at me with sadness, as if saying, are you really here, or just physically present? That was my wake-up call. And I thank Allah I got it in time. You still have time. You still have the power to rebuild. But you have to want it. You have to want it. You have to fight for it because Shaytaan is working 24/7 to destroy homes, and he doesn't do it with loud arguments. He does it with quiet disconnection. He wins when you stop talking, when you stop caring, when you let love die without even realizing it. So, today, make a choice to be better, to be softer, to notice, to nurture. Start small. A smile, a kind word, a sincere apology, a heartfelt dua. It might feel awkward at first, but so does anything that hasn't been done in a while. Keep doing it and watch how Allah puts barakah back into your home. Because the Prophet didn't just build a masjid, he built hearts. He built love. He built homes filled with mercy and gentleness. He was playful. He helped around the house. He made his wives feel seen, heard, loved. And that's the sunnah we've forgotten. But we can revive it. And if you're someone who's single and listening to this, take notes. Love isn't just about feelings, it's about choices, effort, sacrifice, communication, and most of all, aqwa, a heart conscious of Allah will be conscious of their spouse. Before I end this, I want to leave you with one thing. Go home and start with a prayer. Not just any prayer, hold your spouse's hand and pray to Allah together. Ask Him to soften your hearts. Ask Him to bring back the love. Ask Him to help you love each other the way He intended. Because when Allah is the center of your marriage, everything else falls into place. And if this message touched you, if it made you reflect on your own marriage or your future marriage, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who might be silently struggling. You never know whose home you might help save. Because sometimes all it takes to fix what's broken is a reminder from the heart.